in the spring. COVID put kind of a crimp in that tradition for a couple of years, making it difficult to gather in person at all, never mind to sing. But it appears that we have prevailed, and I am delighted to see so many people in the sanctuary today in person to enjoy our performance of Benjamin Britten's A Ceremony of Carols, sung by our stalwart choir, accompanied by a guest harpist, Julie Miller, and led by our always enthusiastic and ever-loving music director, the indomitable Polly Oliver. I also welcome those of you who are joining us online today, either on Zoom or on YouTube, and I ask you to keep your fingers crossed. We have been having some technical difficulties on and off this fall with our audio transmission, something to do with a sound mixer, and we are just hoping that the signal will come through loud and clear for you all this morning. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, and if you are new to First Parish or are visiting here just for the music today, and you wonder what in the world Unitarian Universalism is, I invite you to check out our website or to look for our minister, the Reverend Dr. Stephanie May, who will be giving the homily today, or our Director of Lifespan Education and Engagement, Kate Holland. Either of them after the service would be happy to answer any of your questions about First Parish. In the meantime, I can tell you that we have a fourfold mission. It is to build community, to search for meaning, to deepen our spirituality, and to make a better world. A last word about COVID. The risk level for COVID transmission in Middlesex County today is judged to be medium, and according to our congregational protocols, that means that we do recommend that you wear a mask during the service. Please rest assured that those of us you see up here who are unmasked, as I am at the moment, we have all tested negative for COVID this morning. If you didn't bring a mask and would like to wear one, there are some available at the back of the sanctuary. I now invite you to say hello to each other in the pews, and also to give a wave to the folks online at the back camera, so turning around a little bit and giving a wave. Not quite. I now turn it over to the music makers. Our service will now begin.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Hello and welcome. My name is, I'm going to move this back. My name is Alyssa Lee. I'm the ministerial intern here, and my pronouns are she or they. Today is Music Sunday, and as Nan said earlier, this is a day when we get to highlight the work of our amazing First Parish Choir and our music director, Polly Oliver, and listen to some possibly new to us holiday music. Music can often have a way of drawing us back to another time. Sometimes when we hear a holiday song in particular, we're transported to warm memories of time spent with family and friends, bright lights, the smell of cookies in the oven, and the magic of the holiday season that many of us are still able to tap into during this time of year. Today is also the third Sunday of Advent, and today we will light the pink candle, which symbolizes joy. And as we listen to the First Parish Choir this morning, let us think about what is sparking joy in our lives during this time. For me, this month, and honestly in all months, it's the music that the wonderful singers and musicians bring to this community. So what's making you joyful today or during this holiday season? I would now like to invite the Kenny Chapman family to light our chalice and the candles symbolizing the 3 weeks of Advent, as well as leading us in our covenant. Do one more purple. Yeah. Got it. No, that's good. Oh, no, we're good. That's fine. Hey, we're looking forward to the next week. Yeah.
She's ready.
For many, the Advent season is a time of waiting and quiet contemplation of the joyous holiday season awaiting us. Our first hymn, People Look East, which is number 226 in the blue hymnal, or gray hymnal, is a reminder that this is a time to prepare ourselves and our surroundings for these colder, darker months. But it's also that the light is promised to come. Please rise and body your spirit to sing this song, number 226.
As I now invite the kids to lead for their spiritual and ethical education exploration we explore here, classes. And please leave to the rear of the sanctuary. Ms. Kate is back there waiting for you. And I think you're going to learn about the winter solstice today. First, I should say, if you're wondering, it is also ugly, festive, extra festive sweater Sunday. So, in a few moments, we will experience a rendition of Benjamin Britten's A Ceremony of Carols. As the notes in the order of service explain, the text for most of today's music comes from 15th and 16th century poetry, which are bracketed with Latin processional and recessional music. You will hear and perhaps read in the order of service words that are both familiar and strange. Perhaps like me, you were required to read some Middle or Old English in school. Anyone else muddle through Beowulf at 14? Yeah. For me, the interesting part of reading such texts is decoding the words that are almost the ones we know. Words like welcome, which clearly means welcome. Like any puzzle, there is satisfaction in figuring it out. The spelling may have shifted over the centuries, but the meaning is still there. And yet, there are other words over which we may stumble. For example, what is a makeless woman? As we'll hear as due in April. According to the University of Michigan Middle English Compendium, makeless is an adjective meaning unequaled, unparalleled, unique. Anyone not in the choir know that already? Oh, okay, good. I wasn't just me. What a fitting description makeless is for Mary, mother of Jesus. Now considered an archaic term, it is simply no longer in contemporary usage. Other words in the lyrics, like Ewis in Spring Carol, have been replaced by words with similar cognates. In this case, Ewis seems to have been supplanted by the word with over time. Languages are tools and manifestations of human culture. Some words die, some words change, some words emerge. Indeed, in September 2022, the Oxford English Dictionary added more than 650 new words, senses, and sub-entries, including the adjective jabbed for obvious reasons. Because language changes over time, I want to suggest that when we encounter a text of older language, we are in effect traveling through time. The lyrics with their archaic spelling are pulling us back into another time of human experience and communication. Of course, the biblical text of the Christmas story is itself written in another language even further ago. And yet there is something about a Middle English text that we can still mostly read in the original that better conveys a sense of near distance. We can almost, but not quite, enter into their world through shared language. Some stories connect us over our differences of culture, time, and language. Today's music links the ancient biblical story with a 15th and 16th century telling and a mid-20th century recasting of lyrics with music. Different languages, different cultures, different places, and yet a story told and retold of a new birth. Our theme this year at First Parish calls us to deepen our understanding of encountering difference. Today, as we encounter the difference of a language both familiar and strange, I invite you to notice the places where you feel a sense of connection and where you may feel the distance of time, culture, or experience. Human experience is always so much bigger than our own, and human life often has threads of shared experience that link us one to another, even across our differences. May today's rendition of a familiar story in almost the same language as our own remind us anew of how close we are to each other, even in our differences. May it be so. Amen. Please join me now in a moment of prayer. To prepare, please take a deep breath in and out, and another in and out. Spirit of life that wends through centuries and millennia of human living and language, we pause for our moment with our own inadequate words. Gathered for an hour amidst the currents of lives, may we pause to rest and to listen to music and story that links us one to another across time, across language, across difference. May we be reminded that in a world rife with conflict and violence, that there are also places of connection, of shared concern and care, of hope. May we seek to not be afraid of what is different or new, evolving or changing, but be open to learning from encountering difference as we more fully experience the diversity of this world. For love's sake, amen.
For the record, this is a T-Rex on my funny. I'm also doing the funny sweater thing today. This isn't just something I own on a regular basis. You know, I gotta say, one of my favorite parts before the service every Sunday is watching music director Polly Oliver in her element, talking with the choir and the musicians, and just seeing them all be creative together and working together is just such a, I don't know if you all know I'm noticing that, but I just love sitting here listening to all of you practice. And so I'm so grateful for your support of First Parish, because when you support First Parish, you support some wonderful music programs, letting us have someone like a harpist, just glorious music. So thank you so much for that, and thank you for your support of First Parish. If you would like to donate online, you can go to www.uuwayland.org/donate. You can also look through your order of service for other options, such as a texting and an app version of donation. If you are here in person, you can also go online. You can look at the orange card in your pew to give you some further information. And there also the baskets are going to be passed around. So we now gratefully receive your offering. Thank you.
One of the things that I learned quickly about First Parish in Wayland is its connection to Edmund Hamilton Sears, who served here as minister twice, including through the tumultuous years of the Civil War. When he first came here the second time, he wrote a hymn. It came upon the midnight clear. And one of the things that this hymn is noted for is it doesn't mention Jesus. And yet, what it does instead is call us to the song of the angels. And particularly in verse 3, you will see a reference to the strife, the conflict among people, and the call to, instead of that strife, of that conflict, to listen to the song of the angels. So I love that spirit, that call in the Christmas season. Please rise in body or in spirit as we now sing hymn 224, It Came Upon the Midnight Clear. 244, apologies. Before Music Sunday, I always download the piece, and I downloaded the highest rated version of Ceremony of Carols I could find on iTunes. Honestly, you guys were so much better. Ministry to the Spirit comes in many ways, and certainly music is way up there. So thank you for the hours of hard work. I think I sat in one rehearsal once, and I'm like, I can't keep up. You guys are amazing, and Polly, thank you. As we go now, please, our benediction. I've got the covenant in my mind. You guys like stunned us into silence. Did you notice that? Sustained by our connections to each other and to all that is holy, let us go and be beyond these walls, bringing more light and life, love and justice to our shared musical world. Amen.
Mm-hmm.